I'm writing a book about the most powerful companies in the world, and maybe my career's over. What actually is AI? I think that's a big question in itself. Google was just granted a patent January 27th of this year for AI generated websites. They will see an AI generated version of your website that Google programmatically pieced together in real time.
How is that not a monopoly on information? Hey, Weirdo, welcome back. Today, we have a truly fascinating guest, one who's navigated the complex world of technology from the inside out. Our guest, Joe Toscano, is a former Google UX designer who's famously stepped away from Silicon Valley to become a vocal advocate for ethical technology, authoring the impactful book, Automating Humanity, and featuring prominently in Netflix Emmy-nominated documentary, The Social Dilemma. With over 500 million views, that film alone shaped global conversations about our digital future. But Joe's journey didn't stop there. Recognizing that advocacy alone couldn't solve the systematic issues that he identified, he pivoted to building solutions. Drawing on his deep understanding of how search engines and AI truly worked, he honed it during his time at Google, and by helping his auto shop skyrocket from 3 million to 11 million in revenue. Joe is now the CEO and co-founder of Service Stories. This innovative company is revolutionizing how local businesses approach AI search, transforming everyday work into AI-optimized content. Today, we're going to dive into his unique perspective on moving from the tech critic to the tech builder, the future of AI search, and his compelling philosophy of generating wealth for impact. Get ready for an insightful conversation that bridges the gap between high-level tech ethics and practical business solutions. Joe, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. What an intro also. Thank you for that. I think I underdressed for this.
Oh, no worries. I underdress for everything. I'm the weird Canadian. Don't worry. It's a weird show. If I start anywhere, I want to ask one simple question. What's the truth that your industry does not want to admit?
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess there's probably two ways I could approach that. Like one, which is like, what am I currently doing today? Also digging into the past and the things I've done with technology. I mean, I think what we're all thinking about right now and what's impacting our lives is like, what actually is AI? I think that's a big question in itself that a lot of people are trying to figure out. I say that not to make this existential to start off the bat, but because you have this world where when I left Google, people had no idea what was happening, right? I wrote a book. Okay, I wrote this book in my parents' basement. Can you imagine the mental gymnastics I had to do to be like, I'm in my parents' basement at 27 years old. I'm writing a book about the most powerful companies in the world, and maybe my career's over, right? That's what it was back then. And then 5 years later, the social dilemma came out, all these other things happened in between it. People are like, wow, I can't believe I never noticed that. Right? That's where we are today. We're more literate. We're more passionate about it. People can see it impacting them daily. We're now actually having a conversation, which is super cool to me. That's also part of why I'm doing what I'm doing with Service Stories is I think we've planted the seeds and now the conversation has started and the community can grow the conversation without as much organic grassroots push. Now it's time for us to get ahead of that and capture the lead and get their support behind that as well.
Fair. I've been hearing it a lot, but it seems like there's a lot more engineers who've realized they built a broken system and are now off on their own, understanding the business side and how to actually do the marketing, how to understand being able to handle it anymore or being able to
Sure.
handle it alone,
Sure.
trying to fix the problems they caused. Does
Sure.
that seem
Sure.
what's going
I think
on?
there's definitely a reconcile. I think there's a lot of people. I think the other cool side of it too is there's been a lot of millionaires and billionaires made. People who maybe joined a tech company as an engineer out of college, didn't think anything of it, spent 5 years, turned into a couple $1 million in equity. That's more common over the last 10 years than any point in the history of the world. And now those people have the wealth to go and create the future they want to see. So they don't not hostage to their corporate provider. And I do think that's now given the opportunity, people are trying to make better options.
Fair. Tell us about service stories. What are you trying to do to make an impact?
Yeah. Well, the work I'm doing with service stories is less of the direct impact work that I had been doing for now almost a decade. I still want to get there, but you said in the intro, I've gone through the system. I've been the advocate that everybody looked to and pushed up and said, do this work for us. And I've helped draft policy and I've really put a stamp on the world, I'm proud to say. Now is my time to go and build a business that can then help facilitate the funding of all the other ideas I want to do in the future. And service stories, what we're doing is not so much the impact, but it's actually really good value for the companies who use this. We all know that AI is changing the way we search. Most companies don't know how to adapt. At service stories, what we do is we plug into your operating system. So whether you're a creative agency that's using Jira or Asana, or you're an auto shop that's using Techmetric, or a plumbing company that's using ServiceTitan, every day people are documenting the work they have to do and the work that they've completed and the reasons why it was done. We are the AI layer that sits on top, captures those notes and turns it into content that helps you rank in AI and Google search traditional SEO. It's just killing it. It's great. And I'm having so much fun.
Side note, I might actually have business for you. So, how is AI changing the search game? Because I feel like people
Yeah.
don't really understand the changes coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot that is the same, especially right now. Don't want to be one of those people that says, well, you got to throw everything you did out the door. That's just someone trying to spook you. There are real things that are changing, and they will be, I think, dramatically different over the next several years. But as of today, it's a lot of the same principles. Have good technical structure to your blogs and your content on your website, have all the schema markups that you need and all of the metadata that you need in your content. Make sure it is sound content, just like it's always been. But now, what the opportunity is, I believe, is a change in the phrases, the way we actually search. So rather than auto repair near me or emergency plumber at midnight, those are still getting searched, right? Those are not dead, but you're seeing now 2.5 billion queries a week to AI search. That's not
Mhm.
even close to Google, but it's a huge number considering it's 2 or 3 years worth of growth, right? It's only going to get bigger. And so now what they're doing is they're picking up their phone and just talking to it the same as when we voice text somebody, right? You're talking to a friend, you're just like, I'm driving or whatever it is, you're voice texting. People doing that. And the query is, why is my car blowing hot air when it's set to 62? Or why is my sink leaking? And here's some things that might have caused it that I think I did. Then you as a company can now answer those queries. And we've never made content for that before. So that's why what we're doing fits so well. We're literally
Hey,
taking the work you did and telling that story.
I just thought of this, but equating going from T9 to smartphones where we had unlimited text, right?
Yeah, right.
From having to short form your text for so long
Yep.
that you no longer need it. And most people don't even speak leet speak anymore.
Yep.
See it very randomly. But yeah, I didn't even think about the natural tone of conversation.
Totally different, right?
Um, yeah.
Literally a galaxy worth of new content you could make. It's totally open. It's blue ocean. Just capture land while you can, kind of thing.
So how do you capture land while you can?
Yeah, I think what it is just like the early days of SEO. That's how I would actually bring that comparison in, right? The early days of SEO, there was nothing out there. It's Wild West. You could just put anything up and you'd be the thing that ranks. Then you had to have good technical structure, build your website better. Then we went from laptop and desktop to mobile on our phone. And Google said, well, actually, now you need to be mobile responsive. And then Google added Google business profiles. And they said, well, now we want that data. So you need to do this for us too. What people need to think about, why I'm saying it's not, this is the end of the world, you're done tomorrow. This is a paradigm shift, though. And it will be financially incentivized.
Don't use go viral, use objectively compelling. So basically, what this breaks down to is just trying to be more human in your website, essentially. Hmm. Are you on Chrome?
Browser.
I think it's Chrome that needs to be on if you have Chrome.
Oh, I don't have Chrome.
Okay.
Consider Chrome to be a malware.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. I will send over a Zoom link and we can continue from there
Oh, okay.
because it will keep doing this.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got you. That's a bummer.
Yeah. I don't know why it doesn't work on any other browser but Chrome.
No, it's common though. It's common. It's when people roll out apps on iOS and not for Android, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask because I can't really tell. Are my eyes looking at the screen, or do I look like I'm looking up all the time?
No, you look like you're looking at the screen.
Okay, I was like, it's been weird to me because I'm technically looking at my shoulder in the video. I can see my camera, and I've done enough TV to know like I'm getting close, but I can't actually see if I'm staring at the screen. So it's been a trip.
Yeah.
Some of the national news broadcasts, they don't give you any view at all. It's just a black screen. You show up and you stare at your camera and you hope maybe you turn on the TV in the room and see if you can see yourself. No, it's sometimes just totally blind. What questions they're going to ask or nothing.
I hate those. Even the audio podcasts I do not like doing because it's just, I'm going to turn off my screen now. And it's like, I want to see somebody while I'm talking. There's a reason I want to talk.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
So I just sent that over to you. We'll hop over and go from there.
Okay, we'll just stitch it. Cool. Sounds good.
Perfect. Video. Sent it to your email. No, through Joe at Service Stories. It should have been a new message. Yeah. All right. See you over there. I'm going to record from here instead of my note taker.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. You get the direct audio.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. This is better than, I'm dumb because I've been using the Fathom for all of my things. And then I'm like, I'm dumb. It's built into this stupid platform.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Where were we talking about the
AI native versus AI features? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You want me to just start there? Just go, or you?
Yeah. Okay. Go from there and we'll clip that together. Yeah.
So what I was getting at though, we were talking there through AI features versus AI native is you have those tools, yes, sir, for SEO, maybe even Hootsuite or something that'll generate content for you. You click a button and it does it. But AI native is when it's integrated full stop from end to end. And that's what we're doing, right? We'll pull in the ticket. We'll have the context of everything that the customer said. So we're not guessing. We're not crawling your website and guessing what you could write about. We literally know a customer already said this. No, sorry, didn't say it. They asked it, right? That's the most important part. They literally asked it. And all I'm doing is answering their question. And I know if they ask that question, there's 100 more people with the same question, right? And that's how we build your SEO. It's based on real work. It's based on real questions. There's no guessing. It's just an AI native system that's capturing all the context it needs to be the AI tool that you've been looking for and you didn't know you needed.
And how do you pitch this to the older crowd? I live in the middle of nowhere. Get people on board with these tools. Because to me, night and day, oh my God, I don't have to do all these things. But how do you really get into the weeds with these people?
Yeah, I don't talk the way I'm talking to you. That's for sure. I definitely talk more about outcomes. What do they want to achieve? How do they do it today? What are the pain points and what would make their life better? Do a lot of that kind of conversation. And then when I demo service stories, it's more of a experiential sale, I suppose. It's not when you see what we've done and you watch me open up the platform, sign up, make the integration, watch the content come in, click one, make a post and schedule it across 5 platforms within 5 minutes. You're like, oh my God, that's so much easier than what I do today. And I don't really have to sell it per se, I guess. The people who know what they're looking for, they see this, and that is what I've needed for a long time. The people who don't know what they're looking for are just not my customers.
Fair enough.
Hate to say it that way, but
yeah, but it does take a lot to be able to give that. It takes a lot of will to give that power away to a lot of people. Some people just I do it my way, and that's the only way.
People who still make their own shirts, and there's no problem with that.
On the bright side, that'll also become a hot commodity in the future.
Yes, 100%, right? We may go backwards and maybe AI is going to make us all dumber, but for now, it's pretty valuable, I think.
Are you one to think that Idiocracy just became a documentary and not a sci-fi?
Oh, I don't know. In some ways, yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. As much as I don't want to say it out loud, I do think it's another one of those. At the beginning, you asked what's the thing we don't want to talk about. I think that another one is we don't want to talk about the fact that we have created a lot of people who don't think as critically. Problems that's causing for us. I do think that it is something that we can improve over time, but it's convincing an alcoholic that they're an alcoholic, right? It literally is. It's an addiction. Yeah. That's how it was designed. And that was something I did when I was in Silicon Valley. There was do you know the name? Yeah. He wrote Hooked. He wrote Hooked, that book. So he was speaking in San Francisco, and I have a psychology degree. I was on the path of, do I go PhD in behavioral economics or do I go build software products? Because basically it's all behavioral economics. I just turn it into something people can use rather than something people can read, a research paper. Yeah. I'm in San Francisco. I know exactly what he's done with this book. I thought it was terrible from day one. I didn't even buy the book. I never bought it because I knew exactly what was in it. I didn't want to support it. I bought it only to read it when I wrote my book, to get quotes and show how he told people how to design addictions without talking about any of the dark art side of it, right? The bad parts. And so when he was in San Francisco, I went to his event and I asked him, I said, effectively, we have designed addictions into literally billions of people at this point, as a behavioral psychologist, as well as I do, that this is not something where we can just install a software update and fix things, right? We've now done it in human beings. It's wetware. It's different. How do you think we can change it? And his question or his answer was, well, I've invested in this app that helps addicts. And I was like, that's not right? There's no addict that woke up one day and was like, download this app, I'm done, right? What happened was, before they ever got to your app, their child came to them and was like, Daddy, why are you drunk all the time? Or Daddy got in a car accident and wrapped himself around a tree, caught himself in the hospital, was like, I need to change. That's what changes an addict, not an app. And I got back up on the mic and I said that out loud. He just didn't have an answer, right? And that's the truth. There's no answer to that. The only thing that we can really do is be present in our communities, I think, and try to activate human activities. And that will be the thing we'll have to resolve. AI is, do we make a world where it is everything for us, which I don't want, or is it utility? Is it used as a net positive to the world as a utility? Because that's in partner what it could be.
Yeah, and I think about that too. I actually just wrote a paper of Canada's tourism economy, that it's the next entrepreneurial boom because we don't have the infrastructure for it. We want people to come visit Canada, but we don't have tour guides, we don't have boats, we don't have facilities.
American refugees now, so
yeah. So in terms of technology too, the basic technology isn't even out here. So if you were to come in here and build something that's completely new for AI that addresses those problems, the people out here would adopt it with no problem at all, and it would actually radically change things. These are the positions that people need to start taking in the world. I think Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that same question we've been running on here, which is will people adapt or not? I think there's also a whole world, 30+% of our population that never really properly onboarded to technology. And similar to how Africa, they never went through the desktop computing phase. It was there, but they went straight into phones, basically. I think we're going to see the same thing with AI native products. There's the whole world of people who either never really touched software or didn't care to, and now they're just going to get AI native first. And it may be better that way. I think these tools are going to be easier. The reason I believe that chat and conversational search will be the future is because what is the incentive of these companies? It's to get more people online or more people spending more time online or both.
Mm.
And what chat does is a new paradigm in computing. For the history of computing, we were always learning the computer's language, whether that was a card, a punch card, Boolean style, or that was command line interfaces, right? Even click and drag, we have to know the system. We're not learning a language code, but we have to know the system. Now you just talk with it and it works for you. And what that's going to do is it's going to open markets that have never been available before. That's why I know they're going to do this. It's coming. It's the next thing.
It's funny that you say that too, because much as I am a software engineer, I'm workflow
Uh-huh.
stupid. I can't go through a website that has too many options and too many things on it because I'm like,
Uh-huh.
Google Workspace and Google Ads is
Yeah.
a nightmare for me because it's cognitive overload.
It's terrible.
Um,
And you don't even get organic search results anymore.
yeah.
If you really look at it, it's an AI overview followed by 3 to 5 sponsored posts that don't even say sponsored anymore. They're in the section header. So you have to know you're in that section. Otherwise, they look like organic results. Then sometimes it's other stuff that's lifted up. And beyond that is the organic. You're like 10 slots, 15 slots down. It's insane. And that's just more signs they're going to go to chat because they already live in the overview. Why not just truncate the rest that people don't use anyway? That's why they're doing it.
Fair enough. What do you see the interface being?
I have some radical ideas on this, but we should also consider for a second that Google was just granted a patent January 27th of this year for AI generated websites. So what does that mean? That means they have a patent to go and read your website, understand it well enough that when someone types into Google or chats with Google, they will not see your website. They will see an AI generated version of your website that Google programmatically pieced together in real time based on that user's history and what they might be looking for from you the most.
How,
That has
how
been
is
patented.
how is that not a monopoly on information?
And so I think the future is actually websites where you're going to still have your user experience, but now what you have to think about is your agent experience. And it's just going to happen. There's going to be bots. They're going to reorganize things this, whether it's in chat or it's a literal visual. And I think what people need to do is think of their website as an MCP. How do
Hmm.
you turn your content into MCP? How do you vectorize it and organize it schematically to where that the AI can read it and it's componentized where if they did generate your website on the fly, it would have the appropriate content pieces to go, this goes here, that goes there, this is here. And it's done and it's the way you would want it. I think that's the next phase, which we're also building. We have some concepts we've prototyped. We are 60 to 90% more token efficient in the websites that we've programmatically built. Which is
That's yeah.
really cool.
Do you see tokens going down anytime soon? Because I'm
Ah,
going through tokens like crazy.
right. I don't really. We'll see. I mean, I could be wrong. I've also read the opposite, which is everything got cheaper over time with cloud, and now people just have high bills because they're using a shit ton.
Mhm.
Probably same kind of trends with tokens, but there's also for sure the fact that a lot of this is underwritten by investment capital right now, and maybe it rises. For us, what that means for us is we're building our own small language models to handle the work we need, and eventually we'll get off the frontier models. That's both for performance and latency issues, but it's also expense over time. And for our audience, especially, we got businesses that are plugging in sensitive customer information, billing information, all this. It's a privacy thing too, right? If we have our own models, we can tell you how it works rather than relying on a frontier model where we pump it in there without your granted access or something, right? But so, yeah, that's what we're doing. And I'm super excited about it because I think it's the frontier models are what allowed people to consider AI. And it is spectacular what they're doing. Just think of all the questions in the world they're capable of answering and getting 90% of the way there a lot of times, right? Sometimes exactly there.
Yeah.
But I think the future is going to be a lot of small language models. I think AGI is not going to be OpenAI or Claude. It's going to be a bunch of small language models generated in niches that are then patched together, probably through MCP or something like that, to where they can work together effectively. And that's AGI as swarms.
I
Basically.
think even contributing on that, super intelligence will be swarms on swarms. Jeffrey Hinton spoke about this in one of the Diary of a CEO interviews, and he said if we could replace every neuron in the brain with an AI agent instead, we could essentially create. And if you do that on a cluster scale with micro models, it is feasible that you could do that. You need quantum computing, which we're starting to build, and all these fascinating. Yes, the computer brain that just came out. Yeah,
yeah, it's wild, huh?
for the basic people out there, why is AI not magic?
Is AI not magic? Let me tell you a story about the first time I worked with AI. Yeah, I think that's going to help you understand where this come from too. I've won a bunch of awards with AI. I actually helped create some early bots that we made the first bot that you could chat with and make bots. We made templates within the bots. Back then, my work was primarily trying to figure out where is this chat interface even valuable? One. Number two, how do you get it to understand human language? Because effectively, what we're doing with language is making, right? We're making buttons. Really, instead of clicking join now, I could say join now, I could say sign me up. There's so many different ways a human could actually say that click button action, right? And I remember the days where I was teaching bots the difference between HI hello and HI Hawaii, right? Think of that fundamental. And now you have these AI systems that you can ask any question in the world, and they do hallucinate, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good for considering that. It's radical what's happened in the last 10 years. Now, why is AI not magic? Because ultimately, all it's doing is it's trying to reverse engineer what you're saying. It doesn't actually have a lot of predictive outside of historical data that it can glean insights from. Now, it's arguable that we are the same, right? We have a life history of learnings that have accumulated into the way that we can predict. And so that then walks the line of computer sentience, right? And no one wants to talk about that.
Well,
I don't want to talk about that either, but it's a real thing.
I was going to say, I think the Pentagon just announced today that they deem Claude to be sentient.
Okay. I didn't see that yet, but it doesn't surprise me.
Do you think it's sentient? I haven't worked with Claude enough to know yet.
I don't know that there's anything at our access level that you may stumble upon to find that. I think there's pieces, and if you really are sitting in it, I think there's a lot of people we know. There's a lot of people who have been experiencing psychosis because it's so convincing and so good. I do think it's there, and I think you do see emotions occasionally if you really push it, but for sure, I think in lab testing and the stuff that's not really public, they're doing radical tests that they intentionally don't plan to put out in the public because they're trying to do it for safety to understand before it goes live. So I'm sure they see things that they're, wow, we did not expect that. I think the thing that I'm interested in is how does that manifest over time? And this is probably well beyond our conversation today, but I helped draft the first data taxation system in US history. And it was a radical idea at the time. People just threw it out immediately, dead on arrival. But 2-3 years later, it got brought back up. They called me back in, and now I had Paul Romer sitting next to me. That is the guy who was the former chief economist at the World Bank saying, we need to figure out how to tax this shit. And my theory was that, we're going to build robots and we're going to build AI services that will eliminate labor. Labor is one of the biggest tax revenues in the country. How do you make sure that the billionaire class doesn't just acquire all that additional wealth, but actually that it is still taxed and turned into revenue that our country needs to operate? That's my thesis, right? It's not just in the AI interfaces and software. It comes down to robots too. It comes out all these that they are labor, but they're 24/7, 365, no complaints, no excuses, no sick days. It's coming, dude. It's coming.
Yeah. I know even talk about this, we still need the people to build these things. Right now, we're only at a handful of companies, but I want to get a little bit more lighter into this because do you think that my theory is it's become so easy everybody's going to do it. Even building robots. I think even building robots will become so easy that it'll
Yeah.
become people are building them in their own garage.
Yeah. That is why I am hopeful about the future. People always ask me that. Well, there's so much wealth imbalance and all this and that. And I do agree. That's the thing. But I think what we're headed to is a world of SMB AI. I don't know a better way to say that. I think what's going to happen is friends are going to build software that their community adopts. Maybe they have 100 or 500 users. They don't have 500 million users. And that's going to be just the mom and pop auto shop down the street. It's going to be a family business held locally, works specifically for the locals because there's always nuance in every community, and it works super well for them. I think that's what's going to happen. I do believe there's a future where, yes, also robots, same. It's just going to be Legos you can pop together and plug in AI, and you have somebody do your laundry. Thank God. I've been waiting for that for so long.
Sad as it sounds, I watched, not sad, not to say this sad. I'm a weird dude. I watched Chobits. It was one of my favorite animes growing up. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's an old 1990s anime or 2000s anime about, we just have AI everywhere. And then they go into the whole relationship aspect of it. Do I marry? Do I love my AI? That kind of thing. But I've wanted just a robot to help me with everyday things. I struggle to cook. I don't lifting things. It'd be nice to just have a helpful person around to just do those things that nobody wants to do. What does that do to the human, though?
It depends on who the human is. It's going to sound probably radical, but they always say money doesn't change you. It shows who you really are. I think AI is going to do the same. It's going to give you a sense, a feeling of that abundance that was just not capable, not feasible before. And so now you have all this extra time. Now you have all these things you don't have to do. Where's your purpose? Who are you? Are you just the couch potato who goes and lets yourself rot? I mean, that's a choice you can make in the world. Or do you use that time to pursue passions, to get into art, to make the next tool product that somebody wants? Because there's always going to be new things. I mean, think even just like food, man. I investor conference and there's a bunch of people in CPG, and I was just like, why would you invest in chips? There's so many chips, but people's tastes change every couple years, and there's a new opportunity to. The thing I was like, it's the same with AI, same with every product or tool. I think where we live is in this world where everything feels really binary because we're getting more and more automated, and we evaluate everything and everybody as if we're robots nowadays. And I hope what this world allows us to do is get back to more qualitative experience of life where we actually can enjoy life rather than life is work. That may be just a very American standpoint there, but I think that in the Western world, that's a pretty common thing. Yeah.
What do you think people should start doing to help them?
Help them what? Get integrated into AI or what?
Yeah, to start, I want to get back on track and get off the dystopian train for a second. What can people do to start working with AI to get a feel for it?
Yeah. So I think also in favor of getting off the dystopian train, the best thing you could do to not go that way is to get involved in it and help shape it, to help build the future you want to see, because it's definitely still feasible. We're not too late. I think people get stuck on that. Yeah. I think if you're not familiar with AI, just start using a tool, Claude, ChatGPT, whatever it is. I prefer Claude. You can go your own route. There's also other tools that are even more privacy protecting, and just do a little bit of searching and you'll find them. Figure out how it works, play with it, see how it impacts your life. Depending on how much you want to get into it, go to a local community event, watch more podcasts. YouTube's got a ton of, I use YouTube all the time to go look up little things. It's pretty easy, I think, nowadays, and it doesn't have to be expensive. It can get expensive, and it can be expensive fast. But it doesn't have to be. And I think this is the best time to start getting involved. The second best day was yesterday, right? So yeah.
Fair enough. And I think anybody out there that wants to build something, I just thought of this the other day. We should have a marketplace to transact for tokens. So, hey, I have too many tokens on this model. Can I exchange it for tokens on this model? I think that would be a cool.
I don't know yet how that apply. You're saying you uploaded a wallet. So I think what's going to happen, and there are tools doing this, you should look into it. I think there's going to be routing for AI
Mm,
services. So you use a product that will help you determine based on your action you need to take what model, and across different companies too, right? What
yeah.
models are best for you, and then it will route that there, and that's part of their service. And it saves you money, and it makes sure you're getting the best output for the cheapest price. And it's already happening. I think that's a
Yeah.
big part of the infrastructure layer in AI, though. That's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just thinking it would be nice to have agnostic tokens that we could just trade. Because I pay for every service and I get all these tokens that I can't use on these services, but then the
Yeah.
services that I do need them on, I max out. My Manus,
Yeah.
I just maxed out today and I have half of it's only the 12th and I don't get it
Right.
till
Right.
the
Right.
first. So
Yep. I hear you, man.
um
It's a common thing.
has there anything we missed when we
I don't
talked?
I don't think so. No, I think it's been a great conversation. We've
Yeah.
covered a lot of things. Got a lot of different directions too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Perfect. So I'll let you plug who you are, where you are, what's coming for you, and I'll make sure everything's down in the comments down below.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Joe Toscano. I'm CEO and founder of Service Stories. We spent a great deal of time today talking about a whole bunch of things that had not to do with service stories that I'm just passionate about. But yeah, if you're getting into AI, especially if you need some kind of SEO and improvement for AI search, you want to get ranked, and you are a service business, please do reach out to me. We will automate it for you and we will change your life. I promise. I've seen the craziest things. I never could dream of the things that some of our customers have seen. So yeah, reach out. Joe Toscano. Find me on LinkedIn, servicestories.com, plain English, no acronyms. That was not cheap, but it makes it easy for you. So come find us. We're excited to see you.
Sounds good. And to everybody out there, if you need any information, you know how to reach out. Please reach out if you need it. And to the rest of the everybody who doesn't want to reach out, just keep staying weird.
There you go. Hell
Perfect.
yeah.